Tonight on the DI, we are going to grab a cup of coffee and head into the wee hours of the night where... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Try to save some room for dessert. Anyways, we are diving into a late night BBS door special that isn't a door game. I give you Night Owl CDRom. The Night Owl CDs were a published CD-ROM collection of shareware and freeware that were distributed roughly from 1990 to 1997. During my BBS days in college during 1994 to 96 when I was in Chicago, I frequented many BBSs that had CD-ROM doors set up to share hundreds of megs of files with their users from these Night Owl CDs or many others like it. So let's fire up the disk and dive in. First, we're going to install the graphical front end for the personal use of the disk. Now let's start up the G-Night front end and see all the goodness that awaits us. Here we have a nicely crafted GUI of the Night Owl disk. It reminds me a bit of the 90s Mac OS or Windows 3.10. Let's look in this first directory here. We have the ASP member submissions on the disk. Nice, good old 4DOS and a few other goodies lurking in here. Now since this is from 1996, let's scout for some Doom related game files here. I'm going to tag all the directories and then search for Doom. Yep, there's quite a bit of WAD files and mod files here for Doom. It was very popular back then. Now let's take a peek at one of the BBS door game directories. Let's see, we got AC Doocy, Alien Hangman, BBS Video Poker, Booby Trap by Mike Jordan, and that's just the tip of the iceberg here. Okay, up next, let's see. Check out the demo programs. Looks like we got the Big Red Racing demo. Now there was a whacked out game. Full Tilt Pinball by Maxis, another great game here in the demos. The demo for Strife, not a bad set of demos here. Now let's move on to the game that was on fire in 1996, Warcraft 2. We got tons of mission packs here. I feel like I could have wasted a lot of my young adulthood playing all of these. Let's pop into the Games and More directory, and right here at the top, Duke Nukem 3D. Funny how the Duke Nukem 3D cover art looks a lot like the art for Doom. Looks like it was in 5 zip files, each the size of a floppy disk. For those who don't know what this is, before we had thumb drives to move files from one PC to another, we had 1.44 meg floppy disks. Yep, I said meg. And in order to save space, I would compress a set of these files with a program called pkzip and use the span floppy option, which would bust the zip file up into several zip files across the calculated certain number of disks, so that when you put them back on a PC, you would need the whole set in order to put the files back on. Now let's check out magazines and books. Looks as if many of these are the Project Gutenberg public domain e-textbooks. Pretty amazing this is one of the ways they distributed public domain books back in the day. Miscellaneous and leftovers. I wonder what treats await us in here. Well, here's one for CNC CAD and CAM programming. Now that's quite the program to find. Let's see what else. Wait, what's that? Well, a program to calculate what day Easter occurs for the next couple of thousand years. This is date stamped 1996. I wonder if it's Y2K compliant. Not to mention, to calculate Easter for the next couple thousand years, that seems like a feat in itself, let me tell ya. I wonder how accurate it is. The Night Owl CD-ROM doors were an economic way not to only host a multitude of files, but you didn't have to download them yourself and post them on your own board. I will be putting a couple of links in the description of this video to sites that host the image files for the CD-ROM, or they may still have them online for you to peruse at your leisure. Thanks for staying up late tonight with the DI, and until next time, Digital Infinity out.